Hi, everybody. I'm Brittany Lewis, a breaking news reporter here at Forbes. Joining me now is Professor Emeritus at the University of Chicago, Charles Lipson. Charles, thank you so much for joining me.
I always enjoy it, Brittany.
I'm especially lucky to be talking to you this week because you happen to be in Chicago, where the DNC has officially kicked off. First, bring us to the atmosphere of the Windy City. What is it like? Is that excitement palpable? Describe it.
If you're a Democrat, it's palpable. If you're a business owner, you're buying plywood. But that actually brings us to the first point about yesterday, which was that there were about 20,000 protesters pro-Palestine, anti-Israel, but it was relatively calm. So this was not anywhere near 1968. Their next march is planned for Thursday, and of course we don't know what will happen then. But so far, there have been a lot of plywood up, and I think what people are scared of is that the police force has been reduced by 1,000 people due to retirements and, Soros-type prosecutors and police not feeling that they're being backed. But there have been law enforcement that have come in from all over the country, actually, in case there's disorder here. So.
And I know that there have been concerns up until this point that the DNC this year would look a lot like the DNC in 1968 when there were protesters, when there was chaos. Is there any parallel to what you've seen in the past day to 1968?
Well, people thought there were going to be parallels, but so far there haven't been. In part for a variety of reasons. One is that the Convention Hotel in 1968 was next to the biggest park in the city. It faced the park and the lake. So you could gather as demonstrators right outside where all the delegates and the president and so forth were. That was the Grant Park, named after Ulysses Grant, opposite the Conrad Hilton Hotel. I had a friend who was an aide in that to the Democrats in that convention, and he went into the hotel, and when he saw people on higher floors throwing typewriters out the window at protesters, he said, "I'm getting out of here," and he did. But it was also Mayor Richard J. Daley the Elder, the mayor, who believed in the use of force, and so it was which is quite different from now. So I think we just don't know what will happen. The other parallel besides the location is that the Democrats are nominating their vice president, who is associated with the policies closely associated with the policies of the incumbent administration. And that's what the protesters are protesting against. They were protesting against Lyndon Johnson and his vice president, Hubert Humphrey, who was the nominee that time. And now they're protesting against Biden and Kamala Harris, the vice president, who is being the nominee this time. So there are parallels, but so far, none of the violence.